Hey, welcome to Screenplay Junkie. My name's Drew Hellmich, and I'm a screenwriter. Film is a pretty sweet medium of art. However, before anything can make it to the big screen, it must start as a blueprint, text on paper. So if you're a fellow addict of film and storytelling, come join us as we take a look at various types of screenplays, short stories, and other source material that were crucial to the creation of the stories that we all love. I must warn you, though, there will be spoilers, so I do recommend being familiar with the title that's being discussed. Sound good? Cool. Then let's get started. Welcome back, fellow story addicts, to Screenplay Junkie, episode number 27. Drew, man, Bryan here. What's going on?
Hey. Feels good. Feels good to be out of the car. We just were in the car for 2 hours, but now I guess we're sitting down again. Yeah, are you okay?
I'm all right. What is going on?
Is there a lot of dust in the air?
Just the phlegm. It's phlegm season, you know. It's the pollen's kicking me.
Yeah?
I'm getting just sinus, eyes.
Yeah?
Puffy.
Allergies.
Jeez, man.
It's brutal.
Yeah, no, it's not fun. Take
Well,
your allergy medicine. Always remember to take your allergy
You're allergic
medicine.
to the dog, too, and you don't, we don't do anything for you. It's not like we make no appointments for you to go to an allergist or anything like that.
So, yeah, I come home and it's just I have to deal with these things.
Yeah, you just deal with it. I mean, if you just close your eyes and just, imagine that you don't have allergies, they'll just go away.
I think that's how it works.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
That's how you deal with anything that's wrong with your life. You just close your eyes and you just
Just
hope it goes away, and it just goes away.
Mm-hmm. Just tell yourself that, yeah.
You just
I like it.
You forget about it. You just forget about it.
All right, well, we're all law-abiding citizens here, I think. Or at least I hope, right?
Allegedly.
Yeah?
A couple times.
No, we've never, none of us have ever done anything illegal, ever.
Okay, for sure. Well, I mean, if you had to do something legal, like if you were to break bad, what would you do? What do you think you would do?
Like Walter White bad? Go that bad?
Or just anything. It doesn't have to be that bad. Just whatever you think breaking bad means to you.
All right, so I'd probably go straight con man, door to door, and just being like, hey, if you donate money to this or pay for this, you'll get it in 2 weeks or something, and then no one ever gets anything. I'm just taking their money, going door to door.
Right.
Remember how we used to sell those cards for sports?
So you're doing an alfalfa thing.
What were those called? Fundraisers.
For a sports team.
For my high school sport team, you go around and sell these cards, and I would just go around and do that, but then the people would get nothing.
Okay, that's sickening, but I think I'd go the con man route too, but I'd mainly target elderly people.
Oh, smart.
Wow.
You know, I just go down,
smart.
Good
I'll
tactics.
go down that route and just be I don't know, just a giant guilt story on myself, so I just get more money, and they would cave.
I mean, you could do what I think someone did to our grandpa. They found the grandson on Facebook, they connected it to Facebook, somehow got him on the phone and was like, hey, I need money, I'm stranded. And I think he ended up paying money to someone.
He was posing as you, Drew?
Somebody called me and was left me a voice message saying, no, actually, that's not correct. Somebody called Grandpa and was acting like they were me.
You. Saying you needed money.
Saying that I was in the hospital and that I needed money.
Holy shit.
It was weird as hell.
That's really weird.
It made no sense.
Yeah, and I know someone emailed Dad once and was like, hey, I'm stuck in a foreign country. Can you please help me out? And Dad didn't give him anything, and it turned out the guy emailed him a week later saying, "Hey, my stuff was hacked. Oh, that wasn't me."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. People are crazy, man.
People are crazy. What about you, Drew?
And I'm just trying to go door to door and screw someone over for $20. I'm such a small time loser.
What's your con man path?
What's mine? Let's see. Let me just first reference my evil labeled manila folder that I have all my plans in. Yeah, evil.
Oh, wait, you actually have one. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, it's evil manila folder. And by the way, evil is an acronym for every villain is lemons.
Yeah, I like how you you wrote it in red.
Is that because of the yellow manila folder and they kind of have a yellow with lemons?
I guess. Yeah, you like the red crayon?
It's a nice touch.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of cool. Okay, so let's see. I'm just flipping through my folder here. Project Chaos. Yes,
Ooh.
Project Chaos.
I'm interested, yeah.
Well, I'm reading through it right now, and you know what? I don't think I should share the details, so I'll just let your imaginations conjure whatever you want.
For Project
what Project
Chaos?
Chaos is.
Project Chaos. You take away all the diapers, and all babies will never have a change.
You know, that might be in there, but again, I'll let your imagination fill in the blanks.
Does it involve henchmen?
There might be a couple.
Nice. They're expendable. They're,
Are they
they're always
hiring?
expendable.
Are you hiring?
We are hiring. You can find ads on Indeed.
Just search Project Chaos.
And Monster.
Just Google Project Chaos and apply today.
Yes. You'll see it has a very informative job application summary. All your prerequisites that you need to have. You need to be at least convicted at least twice.
Yeah, exactly.
And you have to have at least 5 tattoos of gang-related stuff.
And you do not have to have killed someone, but you have to want to kill someone.
Yeah. We could talk about that later.
Explain
just send me an
why
email.
you are evil.
Right.
Yeah, just send me an email, and I'll let you know the deets, as they say in the criminal underworld.
That went on for a while. That was good.
All right, let's
Project
see here.
Chaos. Damn.
Episode 27,
So,
if
we
we
got
can
Breaking
say.
Bad today.
Breaking Bad.
27.
27, man. We're creeping up on
Just run
30.
that through your brains. We're going. We're on the steamrolling train, and
We're cooking crystal meth
yeah.
right now.
And you know, as somebody who doesn't really watch a lot of television shows, I'm more of a movie guy. But I think this is probably easily one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, I love it too.
Yeah,
I mean, we should just throw this out there. I've never seen the show fully, but Drew and Bryan
Yes.
both have seen it all the way through.
I've seen it twice.
Oh, you've watched it
Oh, you saw it
twice?
twice.
Like the second time was like bits, but like I got the gist of every season.
Because I mean, this show, I think it's on Netflix. Yeah, it's on Netflix still. That's where I started watching. I never watched it when it aired on AMC. But I mean, this show took me a long time to finish.
5 seasons?
I don't know how many. I
It's
can't
5.
remember.
Yeah.
We should have looked.
I
It's
looked
all
it
right.
up. It's
Oh,
5.
5?
It's 5.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, confirmed.
But yeah, man, I felt like this show is. I mean, just the characters, the concept, everything just seems to work so well together. It's ridiculous, you know. And there's nothing else that exists like it out there. But I mean, they're probably making shows now or TV or films that mimic what Breaking Bad has done.
Think
you
about
know?
Narcos, right? The Netflix series, Pablo
Yeah.
Escobar. I mean,
Who just doesn't like action, violence, and drugs?
I mean, you
What?
just I can't. No one's gonna argue with that. Like, it's interesting, it's cool, it's
Yeah.
entertaining.
Yeah,
The whole science
totally.
behind it too. You got like getting your nerds, your action guys, and then just like your daily classified people as what they're watching. But
Yeah.
it collects and can gain everybody.
What I mean, do we just want to go right to the IMDb info here?
I'm down.
Is that what we want to do?
Sure.
All right, cool.
All right, so Breaking Bad debuted on January 20th, 2008. So this show holds a 9.5 out of 10 user rating on IMDb. That's one of the highest that this website has. It's remarkable.
Yeah.
It ran from 2008 to 2013, 62 episodes total in 5 seasons. And I'll read the logline now. A high school chemistry teacher diagnosed with inoperable lung cancer turns to manufacturing and selling methamphetamine in order to secure his family's future.
Is that
manufacturing is
tripping
a
you up?
hard
Yeah.
word to say.
Wow.
Yeah.
Manufacturing.
You couldn't manufacture saying manufacturing.
We're all tired.
Yeah.
But he manufactured and sold methamphetamine in order to secure his family's future. That was Walt's intention. The show was created by Vince Gilligan and stars Bryan Cranston as Walter White. Anna Gunn plays Skylar White, his wife. Then there's R.J. Mitt, who plays Walt Jr. Aaron Paul is Jesse Pinkman. And I'll just mention Dean Norris is Hank Schrader, the cop, because he's in the pilot episode.
Nice.
I just want to say something about Bryan Cranston really quickly because when I found out that he was in this show, I couldn't, and I'm not dissing his versatility as an actor, but I just couldn't get Hal from Malcolm in the Middle out of my mind. Like when I was
totally
watching the first
understand that,
episode,
yeah.
especially because he was in his underwear.
Good. Yeah.
Hold
Hold
on
on
his
to
underwear like
hold on to that
half the
thought
season
for sure.
throughout Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah.
Because I want to come back to this.
Okay.
So hold on to that. All right, so, yeah. Thanks, Brian. Let's get into the trivia, everybody. So in 2005, after Showtime, TNT, and HBO rejected the initial pitch for the series Breaking Bad, FX stepped up and immediately began developing the project.
Okay.
But this is FX, right? The show's not on FX.
It's not on FX.
Yeah.
So the FX eventually stopped production of the pilot. They shut the whole thing down in favor of Courtney Cox's show Dirt that premiered in 2007.
I don't even know what that is.
Ever-
I
Ever
think
heard
I
of Dirt?
remember this actually.
I remember
Is it like
seeing-
a racing thing.
I just remember seeing ads of Courtney Cox and her like plastic surgery face on FX.
I don't remember it at all.
But yeah, it's like how could they pass up on Breaking Bad?
Yeah, wow.
I mean, I'm sure this Courtney Cox show didn't run for more than 2 seasons, like at most.
I'm sure they're regretting it still.
So, according to Vince Gilligan, HBO said they weren't interested in the pitch at all because of the crystal meth. TNT liked the idea, but said they couldn't air a show with crystal meth again.
Wow.
So the meth pushed people away, and
wow.
yet, like, there was really no pushback from fans or anything, right? Like,
No, not at all.
did the show make meth more popular? I don't know, but
Yeah,
People
this is just
probably
one of
try
those.
to cook? Probably.
well, we're not here to debate
Whatever.
that.
No.
Breaking Bad was originally set in Riverside, California in the script, and it was moved to Albuquerque to take advantage of a tax rebate on filming there. So they just were able to film cheaper. Let's go to Albuquerque.
Okay.
For sure.
And I like the setting, don't you? Like
Yeah.
the desert, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I think it looks really cool.
I like it better, yeah. Again, like kind of with more of like how we said in Napoleon Dynamite, just giving other areas more, time in film, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So how much money do you guys think Walter White made his entire Breaking Bad career?
$35 million.
Ooh,
Am I short?
Oh, 60 mil.
it's $80 million. They say around $80 million is what he would have pulled in, and that's more than Bryan Cranston's real life net worth.
Oh, okay.
And that's a lot of meth, right? That they sold on the show, allegedly.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And whenever you see characters in the show smoking meth, it's not meth. They're smoking sugar, basically. And there's a candy store in Albuquerque that made all of it for the film.
Nice.
For the filming. So, yeah.
Staying local with the
Yeah, I know, right?
stores that you have.
That's some
around
good
you.
business for
Yeah,
Albuquerque.
definitely.
Local economy. Yeah. All right. Capitalism. So recent studies do show, I got to bring this up, that, the blue meth they make, not possible. Like, you cannot make blue crystal meth.
Okay.
As Jesse says in the pilot, the glass, the clear stuff, apparently that's the best. I have no idea from personal experience.
Okay, fine.
Just looked it up.
Okay, cool.
We believe not a meth head. As I'm like scratching myself right now. It's like, I'm not a meth head. So it was Vince Gilligan's decision to finish the show after 5 seasons. He did not want it to run long. He did not want to make any mistakes that other shows do by like running too long and decreasing the quality, like Walking Dead. I mean, do you guys have any other examples of shows that have they just went for too long and blew it?
I don't know. I don't watch many TV shows, so I don't really know off the top of my head.
I mean, I put you guys on the spot. It's kind of hard to think.
I don't know. I mean, I'll say Stranger Things.
Game of Thrones.
liked it,
Game of Thrones right
but
now
it's
is
just like,
bothering
come
me.
on, guys.
Like the ending.
Yeah.
You got last episode tonight?
Yeah, I know.
Show. I mean, Walking Dead's only going just because they're following the comic books and those are still being written.
True. Okay.
But yeah, that's another story.
So we know the show ends, in 5 seasons, right? And you guys have seen the ending. I have not, so I don't want to talk about it.
Sure.
But apparently there's an alternate ending of the series finale that was filmed on the last season's DVD. Like, you can get it on the DVD package. We can probably find it on YouTube. And it involves Bryan Cranston playing the role of Hal from Malcolm in the Middle, and he wakes up from a nightmare, which of all the events of Breaking Bad were just a nightmare to Hal.
No, dude, that's stupid.
And Jane Kaczmarek, who plays the wife as Lois, was in it too. And they just and apparently they did it as an homage to the finale of Newhart, which was a show from 1982, I believe.
Wow.
Just an alternate ending, a goof, because it is like you said earlier, like in the pilot he looks just like Hal, like running around, like in his underwear. It's classic Hal.
That's just silly, man. I don't know about that. I'd probably still watch it just to see what it's
silly.
about.
I think once we're done, I think we should look it up.
Okay.
All right, definitely.
We'll check it out. So let's keep talking about Bryan Cranston. Sony and AMC, right? They were eventually the ones that paired to make this show possible, mostly AMC. And they were reluctant to cast Bryan Cranston because of his previous comedic roles, right? Playing Hal, because everyone watched TV, everyone who watched a lot of TV knows him as Hal from Malcolm in the Middle. That show was awesome. It's a great show. Mm-hmm. So they first approached John Cusack and Matthew Broderick to play Hal.
Dude.
Wow. Could you imagine if those guys had gotten the job?
Matthew Broderick. Is that the guy in
Ferris Bueller.
Ferris Bueller.
Oh, jeez.
And then John Cusack's the Hot Tub Time Machine guy.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to hate on them, but it would be weird. It is weird trying to envision them because, I mean, recently I couldn't even tell you what Matthew Broderick has been in, you know?
I'm not sure. Tower Heist, right? That one lame-ass movie with
like
Ben Stiller.
2012.
Yeah.
That like 2012 movie was like the end of the world.
Yeah, no, you can't replace. Bryan Cranston killed it, dude, so you can't.
He did so good.
Yeah, no.
And, like, Bryan Cranston is an actor. He's been around for a long time. Like, I remember seeing him in a clip of Seinfeld the other day. And that, I mean,
he's in Saving Private Ryan, too.
Damn, that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a real actor. He's not just a comedian at all.
He's got a great name too.
Oh yeah, why's that?
Well, he spells Bryan just like you spell Bryan. Most people spell Bryan Brian, and this weirdo over here spells it Bryan.
Yeah, Jesus.
Strange. Wow. All right, back to the show. So Jesse and Walt Jr. are the only main characters from the show who never meet ever in the series. They never meet face to face. And
okay.
I mean, you guys have seen that. I just thought that was weird. Like,
I guess that's true.
Wait, who did you say? I coughed.
Jesse and Walt Jr. never meet in the show ever. Walt keeps him away from him.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Totally. Wow.
The guy who plays Walt Jr., R.J. Mitt, he actually has cerebral palsy in real life.
Oh, really?
Although his case is much milder than Walt Jr.'s, and he had to learn how to walk with crutches and like slow down his speech to play the part of Walt Jr.
All right.
But he actually has cerebral palsy. Let's talk about the guy who plays Jesse, Aaron Paul.
Yeah.
He says the word bitch 54 times throughout the series. 54 times. And Jesse was originally slated to be written out of the show by the 9th episode. He was going to be killed off.
But fans just liked him too well?
No. What happened was there was a writer's strike. And during this hiatus of writing, the original creator, Vince Gilligan, decided that Aaron Paul was killing the role so much during filming that they had to leave him in. And, like, he lasted all 5 seasons.
I want to know how they were originally going to kill him off.
Yeah, I wonder.
Or, get rid of him.
It'd be cool to be able to, like, read the whole first season.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, that would be, like, 400 pages.
Maybe Tuco killed him. If you guys remember Tuco.
Who knows?
I think that's his name.
Tuco. That's the crazy guy.
Or maybe it was supposed to be
like meth.
Maybe it was supposed to be Samuel L. Jackson who killed him, because apparently this is a story that Samuel L. Jackson showed up on set one day when they were filming.
Yeah.
And Samuel L. Jackson was filming the Avengers. He was filming the Avengers next door. So he's dressed as Nick Fury. He's got an eye patch on in like an all black trench coat.
That's hilarious.
And he's like, "Hey, like, can I be an extra? Can I just stand in the background?" And the Breaking Bad guys were like, "No, like
you look
look
ridiculous.
You look like you just flew in from outer space. Get the hell out of here! Like, you're not in Albuquerque." I thought that was pretty funny. And then it said that he was like, he was mad that he couldn't get in.
Oh, come on, dude, relax.
Because he was a fan of the show.
Yeah, okay. I mean,
cool. That's all I got. That wraps it up.
All right, fire.
That's just pretty amazing, though. Just Hollywood. It's just right next door. You could be shooting Avengers and Breaking Bad.
Yep.
Yeah, just wherever.
Just like you're filming like Game of Thrones and you're in like medieval gear, and then like you're eating lunch with an astronaut who's like filming next door. It's like, "Hey, how's your day going, man?"
Okay, let's talk about the screenplay. The pilot episode. Today we're only going to be talking about the pilot episode of the script and comparing it to the first episode.
I read all 5 seasons.
Oh, yeah, get out of here.
You read? That would be like 5,000 pages. Impressive. Would you like better, watching it or reading it?
I'll probably have to go with watching it.
Oh, solid choice.
We got Breaking Bad by Vince Gilligan. And the script day we have is May 27th, 2005. And it comes in at 57 pages. So in the screenplay, as you'll remember, how the first episode opens is it's just chaos. You don't know what's going on.
It's called a teaser. That's what they wrote it as the screenplay. I liked that. Because that's what it did. It teased you. It's like, what's going on? This is awesome. And then you have to go all the way back and figure out everything that happened before.
So you don't know who the guy is, but of course it's Walter White, and he's out in the middle of nowhere with his RV and his underpants, which you come to find out later on what's happening. But in the opening scene of the screenplay, it just opens on a big old pile of cow shit.
Dung. Big old dung. Some flies, right? Does it describe?
Yes.
He goes in detail.
It says it's like really peaceful.
The poop is peaceful?
Yeah. Like the scene is peaceful, and then all of a sudden...
I'm just triggered now, because you're saying poop is peaceful, and I mean, this is maybe a little too much information for everyone out there, but we had a little poop block up, like a... How do you describe this? Like, literally...
Poop block.
Our sewage pipes got, like, backed up, and...
Too much pressure,
Poop was coming into our basement. Like, there was shit on the ground. It was really gross. I was cleaning up my own shit on the ground.
So now that you've lost your appetite, let's continue on here.
I mean, I know all you guys were thinking about that as you read the script. Like,
we were.
Wow, I'm reading about poop, and I just cleaned up poop. This is ironic.
So that opening image of poop, right? We're going to keep talking about some gross shit, but all of a sudden the RV drives through the poop, and it
interrupts.
It's in a cow field, right? And because, like we said earlier, they originally wanted to film this in California,
Right.
and then they moved to New Mexico. And I actually looked up the city. It's a real town, like east of L.A. It said Ontario in the script. I know you mentioned some other town. I think you said.
Oh yeah, I can't remember. Whatever.
Who cares? But yeah, Ontario, California. That's where they originally wanted to have this take place in. But I guess it's like just east of L.A. apparently. Another thing in the screenplay that I thought was cool that I have never seen before was just describing the guy as Underpants Man, and then having like his tagline of his character when he spoke dialogue was just Underpants Man. I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah,
before.
because he didn't want to tell you his name yet or anything like that. But then we find out his name when he does he takes the camcorder.
Right, yeah.
He's like, this is not an admission of guilt.
And then we flash back to like a month earlier, 3 weeks earlier. I think it's like 1 week difference from the show and the script versions. But we go back in time, and this is when we just get like a day in the life of Walter White, and we find out that he's really just a pushover kind of guy, you know?
Yeah. A boring guy.
Yeah.
A plain dude.
Yeah. We meet his family. We just follow him throughout his day to high school, where we find out he's a chemistry teacher, and then to his second job where he works at a car wash.
Right. Financially struggling, their family.
Yeah, and I mean, overall, like we said, he's overall just a soft-spoken guy who does not stand up for himself.
And
he's going through the motions.
And life is kicking his ass.
Yeah. Let's see. In the episode pilot, later that day, his family hosts a surprise birthday for him when he comes home from work at their house. And in the screenplay, though, he comes home from work, and we meet his the remaining people in his family, and they go out to Applebee's
For like a family, just like family night. They
It's
call it
not his
family night.
birthday, yeah.
But like the same events happen at this surprise party, because you meet the cop character. He like brags about being on TV, like
Right.
making the meth bust.
Yes.
And then he offers the ride along.
Yep. Yeah, so pretty much like the three main things that scene is successful in is just we meet more characters that are essential to the storyline. Hank offers Walter to go on a ride along with him, and also Walter sees on the television how much money these people make.
And he's like, I wrote down here, he's already considering like what he's gonna do. He's already thinking.
This
about
is all pre-cancer diagnosis,
right, exactly,
Yeah.
and it's before the cancer even hits him.
So it's just this is being planted subconsciously. He's like, all right, that's pretty
Maybe.
interesting that they make that much
He's
money.
just noticing things like, oh, okay, oh.
And so, further in the show, is Hank the cop like trying to catch Walt then because that's his job?
Yes.
All right, so that's cool. Ooh, that's crazy. I bet family dinners are tough.
Yeah, no, totally.
And then we're going to fast forward to another day here. Same thing. This happens in the episode, happens in the screenplay, just a little bit of differences. It's another day. Walt is pretty much just going through his benign existence. So in the show, he's at the car wash, and that's when he passes out from the sickness that he has, which he eventually finds out that is cancer.
He wakes up in the hospital.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
In the script, though, he goes to Caltech, which that must be where he studied school for college, because he's looking at some plaques that he previously achieved.
Like won or
something,
achieved.
yeah.
It was a grant.
Some sort of science award, yeah.
A grant. That's a big deal to like apply to get a bunch of money to do research. It's a big deal. Wow.
So and then he faints on campus.
But same result, whether fainting on campus or at the car wash, he ends up in the hospital.
Yeah, right.
And he learns it's lung cancer, right?
Yes.
Yeah, lung cancer.
Like stage 4.
And they give him 2 years to live
Yeah.
with chemo.
And now that Walt has learned this devastating news, he just goes through the motions like a zombie trying to digest everything. But, I mean, in the show, they never mentioned in the screenplay because this is really pivotal in his character. Because in the show, when he goes to the car wash, he bitches out that guy, Amir, his boss, right?
Tells him off, yeah.
Yeah, in the screenplay, he never does that.
That's like his first like little, I guess, like offense when it comes to being like bad Walt.
And it leads to
Yeah.
him like, remember like kicking that kid when when the kid makes fun of Walt Jr.?
Yeah, right.
Like it kind of sets that up more. Whereas in the screenplay, he just snaps at that.
And just like
point.
deeper
Yeah.
throughout the rest of the season in the show, it's just like he just progressively gets like more evil.
Wasn't it cool how like the writer gave you hints saying like he felt like he liked the power, like
Yeah.
at certain
Yeah,
points,
yeah,
like
yeah.
things like that, like the look on his face, like, and you're just like, ooh, Walt, ooh,
Yeah.
you don't even know what you're about to do over 5 seasons.
There was another thing in the screenplay that I don't think was mentioned in the show at all. Like somewhere around this time frame, it was he goes home and he's watching Scarface with Walter Jr. Right? I mean, so that's like another just connection of where he's like just watching something, being like, oh.
And Hank gave it to Walt Jr. to watch.
Yeah, that's true, right?
And I remember reading something when I was doing the trivia that Vince Gilligan, the writer, the creator, had talked to Bryan Cranston about like taking a guy who's like a nerd, a loser, and turning him into Scarface over the course of the show.
Okay.
It's interesting, you know?
So he like purposely put that in there, Scarface.
Yeah, I wish they would have had that in the episode, in the episode, but whatever.
Say hello to my little friend.
Yeah, I mean, and the screenplay, like right after he's watching this whatever scene with Walter, that's when he calls Hank to go on the ride along. So
at this point, he's like, "I'm gonna make meth."
He's like trying to. He wants some inside knowledge now.
He's getting the ball rolling. He's getting his foot in the door.
Yeah.
It's the process.
So let's fast forward to the scene where Walt is on the ride along with Hank. Also in this scene, we meet Jesse Pinkman because Walter recognizes him as a former student.
He falls off the roof.
Yeah, but in the script, his name is not Jesse Pinkman. What's his name?
It is not. Isn't it Marion Allen
Dupree.
Yeah, 3 names.
See,
He's got 3 names.
Remember. Marion Allen Dupree. I love the switch to Jesse Pinkman.
You, me, and Dupree. Marion Allen Dupree.
You're telling me you don't like Marion Allen Dupree as the name?
No.
Come on, Jesse Pinkman. That guy cooks crystal meth. Marion Allen Dupree went to Oxford.
Yeah, I don't like that name at all.
No, and he writes literature.
So
we're just gonna refer to
just Jesse.
We're gonna refer to Jesse as Jesse always.
And basically in this scene, like we've been saying, Walter is coming along to see how Hank and the DEA go about breaking in or doing a drug bust essentially.
And
right?
he wants to see the setup. He wants to see the lab.
He wants to see the lab. Yeah,
See how it's done.
So he sees Jesse, okay, and the person that Hank says that he's looking for is Captain Cook. That's like the person they're looking for. Well, that's Jesse. He even has the captain as his license plate. It's like, how can he be so stupid?
The cops did not see that.
I don't understand that at all.
And he uses chili powder. Chili Pete.
It's his signature. No more chili powder, Jesse. We don't make shit.
Yeah.
I love that part.
Because Walter and Pinkman decide to partner up.
Mm-hmm. Well, because Walt will turn him in if he says no.
Yeah, right. And Walter knows the chemistry, and Jesse knows the business, so they're a perfect duo.
Match made in heaven.
No, I was
crystal meth heaven.
At that part when they meet and they want to start cooking.
Yeah.
I just love the part where you were saying when they're battering back at each other, because Walt's you think they're talking about flasks or something like that.
Oh, yeah,
And he's
yeah.
just no, you boil in the boiling flask. He's like, an Erlenmeyer flask.
You would never apply heat to an Erlenmeyer flask, you fool.
It was just so funny because it's all right.
Yeah.
Jesse's I cook in one of those big ones. He has no idea what he's talking about.
No.
Dude, he put chili powder in a drug. What the? What?
It gives it a little kick,
Gives it a zing, man. It's my signature.
The next scene that we're going to move along to is when Walt steals the supplies from his school.
The Erlenmeyer flask.
Yeah, all
Bryan
that
just
stuff.
brought up.
Yeah.
All that
Yes.
stuff you just brought up.
So in the show, he just takes stuff and he runs out it's no big deal.
Mm-hmm.
But in the screenplay, while he's taking stuff out, he gets caught by this other teacher. Her name's Margaret or something.
Yeah, I want her to be my teacher.
And
How they describe her in the
yeah,
screenplay.
yeah. In the screenplay, it's Walter is she's attractive. Walter is watching her,
And they
whatever.
have a thing. So
Yeah.
that would have been.
If she asked him to go out for a drink.
Right.
Yeah, she did. That would have been an interesting.
She probably would have
dynamic.
caught on to what he was doing. In the
Yeah.
that's what the writer wanted, to have a teacher catch on, and maybe they had to kill her or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Well, because when he was leaving the room where all that stuff was, she was like, "Oh, what are you doing with all that?" And he was like, "Oh, I'm just taking inventory. All my students break stuff a lot,
Which is
She
a good
just bought
excuse,
it.
man.
That is
It
a good
is.
excuse.
How much stuff broke in your high school chemistry classes?
A lot.
Yeah,
Daily.
a lot of broken glass.
Right. So Walter brings all this stuff to Pinkman, and another difference that we noticed in the screenplay was because Walter shows up along with the supplies, a bunch of other supplies that you need to use
The ingredients.
to cook crystal meth.
Pseudo something. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But
Pseudo's phosphate or something like that?
I don't know. Who cares? But
Yeah.
how much they went into so much detail in the
Yeah.
screenplay, right?
Yeah, they did.
They gave you a lot of information about how you can make crystal meth.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I thought it was funny because right before he started listing the montage of what he was doing to create it,
Yep.
it said before not to make this a how-to video. I thought that was kind
But
of
it
funny.
was. But
yeah,
it was
right?
like, this is all the shit you need to make meth.
Yeah.
And what you were just about to say, though, is that Walt goes to one store, pays with cash, and buys all of these drugs and all these things that you like
That you
change
would
the
need,
chemical
yeah.
compound and you make meth with. And that's like a huge red flag, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Jesse's like, you idiot. Like, you go to one store, you buy one item at a time. Like, that's how we do it.
Yeah.
And it just shows that Walt needs Jesse.
Yeah, right.
Because he's obviously
For
he's
like,
smart.
of course,
but-
like the business, like the drug dealing side, I'd say, and then of course Walt brings the whole chemistry
Yeah.
side to it.
yeah, well, Jesse knows how to not get caught.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I mean, he's Captain Cook. He's made it this far.
But they cut that out of the
show.
episode, the pilot episode.
Yeah,
Maybe that happens later on.
Maybe, but I felt like they
I can't
really,
remember.
It should have stayed because in the screenplay, I thought it was like, okay, like now Walt
It did
really
make
sees
sense.
that he needs Jesse.
It did make sense, but I guess they wanted
Um,
Walter just to be the powerful one.
Yeah,
Powerful
They
one.
wanted Walt just to have it all figured out.
No, you know what? They totally do
At
bring
first.
it back because
They
think
do- I kinda- I
Walt-
think they
Walt's
do.
at like a Lowe's or something, and
Yeah.
there's a random guy like buying everything. He just looks like shit, and Walt just goes up to him. He's like, "Don't buy everything at one store."
Oh,
Just, like,
okay, I
walks
got
away.
you. So they brought it back later.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, and then now that they have all their stuff and they know what they want to do, they start cooking in the RV.
We need to cook.
Yeah, and Walter's really, really good at it. And Pete Pinkman just starts cherishing him, you know?
It's a great montage in the show, and
Yeah,
then as
it
we
is
just
cool.
talked about, like in the screenplay, it's really cool to read too.
Yeah. So now that they've got this glass grade crystal meth, Pinkman knows where to go sell it to. They go over to this, or Pinkman goes over to this dude, Crazy Eight's house, you know?
Just Crazy Eight, just the local drug kingpin.
Yeah, and that was,
Crazy Eight.
it was like Pinkman's former partner's cousin, I believe, because the one guy got arrested
Busted,
when
yeah.
Hank and the other DEA agents bum rushed their house.
Yeah, the ride along.
Yeah. And that's when we find out that Emilio, is his name, is still, he made bail, so now,
So they
basically,
basically
like,
confront.
kidnap
They
Jesse.
confront Jesse. They say, "You did not cook this. You put chili powder in your shit, you bozo."
Yeah,
Like,
who cooked
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
So who cooked it? So Jesse has to then take them to Walt.
yeah. And that's when shit gets real for like the first time for Walter
Oh, yeah.
in this meth business.
Because Emilio's like, "Hey, that was the guy at the raid. That guy was on a ride
He
along."
thinks he's a narc. Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Shit goes down.
Yeah, shit goes down. Walter, I mean, they're coming at them with pistols, basically. And Walter's like, hey, you don't have to do that. Like, I'll teach you my ways. I'll teach you my recipe. Just let us live. And that's when Walter just outsmarts them with his chemistry knowledge because they don't know what the hell he's doing. You know, they're idiots.
Exactly.
He like makes the bomb like some phosphorus,
Red
gas
phosphorus,
bomb,
yeah.
So it's a bomb that produces it yields like a gas.
Some, like,
that
yeah,
if you breathe
noxious
it,
gas,
it just kills
yeah.
you. And he ran out of the RV before they could.
Yeah. Love the
close
show, but
door.
like a little flaw. It's like, come on, two guys were in there trying to get out of the RV door, and Walt was holding it.
Yeah.
I feel like they would.
Well, they aimed so high
Oh, and
with their
shooting
shooting.
it, yeah.
That was kind of silly, but I mean,
a
it's
TV
whatever.
show,
yeah.
but still.
Yeah.
And they had no energy. They were coughing and all that stuff.
Yeah.
They were just getting gassed out.
They were dying. Ugh. That'd be a bad way to die, choking on noxious gas.
Does it just you just go unconscious and then probably die later?
I guess.
As dark as that is.
I don't know.
I'll get back to you on that.
And that's pretty much the pilot episode in a nutshell.
It brings you back to like where the teaser
teaser, yeah.
started you,
Yeah.
and it's just like the fire department.
Right, yeah. I mean, it's just pretty crazy, you know? It's like smushed into like an hour basically. You get to see like one guy change so much.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy, you know? I mean,
That's
because
only the beginning.
I know we have some notes here because do we want to discuss Walter's character development? Like, not
Yeah.
overarching the whole entire show. Like, I mean,
Just
just
as a
as
first
simple as this
episode.
episode, you know? I mean, yeah, because like we said in the beginning, he's just a very passive guy, you
Hey,
know?
he's a
He doesn't
doormat.
really care.
He's a doormat essentially. Like,
Yeah.
he just gets walked on. He's working at a gas station. I mean, as a second job. Like how
And just
awful
car
would that
wash,
be?
yeah.
He has a
car wash.
PhD and he's like shining
Right.
rims.
And just like a scene. I don't know if you were going to lead into it, but like, it turns out he's washing his like high school students' rims.
Yeah.
And it's just like the
it's
dude's
so
like, looking
embarrassing.
down on him. Yeah,
That's
like, super
horrible.
embarrassing.
He's at the
Just,
low.
like,
He's at rock bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolute rock bottom.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's pretty much just once he finds out he gets cancer, like he's just like, oh, I just don't care anymore.
Well, I think
I'm woke.
yeah, he's woke. He he realizes I have 2 years and like my
Yeah.
family, like they need me.
Yeah, like they can't. I
His
can't
wife
pay
doesn't
for my
work.
stuff.
She just sells stuff on
I
eBay
think-
Yeah,
while
right.
giving him hand jobs.
I think in the screenplay, but it wasn't in the show. Like he says to himself, he's like, I think he's on like that little workout
The
machine.
stepper. Yeah, the stepper.
And he just stops when it breaks or something like that. And
Yeah.
he just says 2 years.
2 years.
Oh yeah, right.
And
So then he was just like, you know what, I'm doing it.
Yep. I need to make as much money as I can for my family in 2 years.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be dead.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? That's such a harsh reality.
crazy.
But
Yeah.
he just accepts it, and that's what allows him to do everything he does.
I mean, so yeah, basically, the progression of Walter White in this first episode is he's a pushover. Okay, he learns he has cancer. Then all of a sudden, he's like, okay, I want to get involved with meth. So he starts doing quickly. He immediately starts doing illegal things, stealing from his school. I mean, cooking obviously is illegal. But then he kills for the first time too. He kills two guys.
He just upgraded from misdemeanor to Class A felony.
Yeah, seriously. And if you were to like present that to somebody, like just show like the first 5 minutes, or just how Walter acted in the beginning, and say, "Hey, this guy's going to do this in the future," you'd be like, "Oh, really? Like, I don't see that at all. But I'll maybe that's interesting. Like, I want to sit here and watch this guy unfold into a freaking idiot." Like,
Yeah.
It's so entertaining, the premise. I mean, and the crystal meth is all of that. But and I guess it's the characters too, like the bad guys that you keep getting introduced to. I mean, you know them better than I do.
I just like it how
everybody's
it's just
interesting,
like,
pretty much.
Everyone's got
just
a good
throughout
story.
the whole season too. They just like as Walt and Jesse just progress in the drug world. Like okay,
Yeah.
like you said, Tuco, like he was just a dealer for the town, but then they move up to dealer like the state. And
Yeah.
the guy that's covering like the whole East West Coast or whatever it is.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, dude. Ridiculous.
Kingpin,
just that big blue
Yeah,
just making its
seriously,
way up.
It's I mean, the character development, as we're saying, it's just crazy. A guy that goes from being just the average Joe to being one of the most feared people
Yeah, right.
in Albuquerque,
Yeah.
in the world.
What a great name, Heisenberg too.
Heisenberg.
Did you notice how on the show, like I even, this is not from my own brain, but someone said it, that he like his clothing just turns like all black towards the end.
I think so.
Oh yeah, totally.
He wears like a lot of tan in the beginning.
Doesn't he start wearing like bowling hats? Like,
Yeah.
like Abe Lincoln hats type thing.
It's like a bowling hat, yeah.
Cool.
That's like his Heisenberg character.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah,
think of, like that
Heisenberg.
famous sketch. That's always on
Yep.
T-shirts and posters. And
Yeah.
just like sunglasses and the hat.
Final thoughts, guys?
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Yeah, I'll run it with this one. I'll say, yeah, probably one of my like number one favorites, like TV series of all time, like Drew said in the beginning, and just how we've been saying the character development. I love all the characters, of course. Other one, some characters that are annoying throughout the show,
Yeah.
but
Like who?
Skylar.
That's what everyone in their reviews was telling me too, and then apparently the actress who played her like has made statements saying like, why does everyone not like me? Like, what's wrong with me?
And
I don't know.
and Beneke. I don't like that guy, the banker. It's Beneke. He's later on in the series.
Okay.
He's just
Oh.
not that fun of a character at all. He's just annoying and he gets it. But yeah, great show. I loved it. Other than that, yeah. It was a great episode. I liked reading it, so I'm curious like if there are more episodes, it'd be fun to read them.
Hell yeah, I agree.
And I think I maybe will start watching Breaking Bad again for like the third time.
That's perfect intro to what I'm about to say, because I feel like I need to just watch this now, because Game of Thrones is ending tonight.
Yeah.
Like that's gonna upset me. So now I can just transition into Breaking Bad
You should
and
do
act
it.
like Game of Thrones never really ended, and just like pretend
think
that
I'll be
next
a part of
April
that,
I'll
to
have
be
season
honest.
9.
What did you say? How many episodes have you watched of Breaking Bad? Just the intro, or
So, I mean, I've probably seen an episode from every season, just because
Oh,
I
other
lived with a
people.
guy who watched it, so I would just walk in, sit down, and be like,
Alright.
"Oh, Breaking Bad. Okay, I'll watch this."
okay?
Just-
Yeah, you should watch it. It's not a waste of time at all.
Yeah, no, you should totally do it.
Cool. Only
Yeah.
it's only 5 seasons, 10 episodes each. No big deal.
Yeah, do it. Do it all in one day.
I'll do it this week. I'll just cancel everything I've planned for this upcoming week.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I think everyone will be okay with that.
Hit it hard, dude.
Just not leave your bed too, and just put like a bucket to the side or something.
Oh my god. Good idea.
That's a little extreme. Option B. How about I just move my bed to the bathroom?
Oh,
Yeah, genius.
can't use one of them.
All right. Well, I mean, I think there's a lot of good things to take away from Breaking Bad. I'll just focus on one though, and that's character development. I mean, just pretty much what we've been saying about Walt's transformation. Because at first he's a pushover. He's someone who feels like he hasn't amounted to anything based on his credentials. And as the show unfolds, of course, he later turns into a mastermind drug kingpin, which is just a complete flip. like ridiculous. And I mean, I also think it's funny because if you guys remember that Walter White quote, like when he's in the classroom, he defines chemistry as the study of change.
I'm glad you brought this part
because storytelling at its root, I believe, is about change, and I think the best way to do that is by crafting a character who evolves into someone that is radically different in one period of time compared to another. I mean, it's really just an important thing that must happen in good storytelling.
I'm glad you brought
that
up how he's addressing his class, right? And it's in the first 10 minutes of the pilot.
Mm-hmm.
You see he's a chemistry teacher, and he gives this whole speech about how chemistry is the study of change, blah blah blah, right?
Yeah.
And did you notice that the Bunsen burner was on, and it was in the middle of his body the whole time he was speaking.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just like, that means something, because it's like the fire is burning inside Walt, and he's about to explode because he's evil, or like the fire means he's evil.
Oh yeah, maybe yeah.
Something like that. I thought that was
And,
really cool.
I think he said like the study of change. And he's like, it's fascinating.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
And he's
fascinating when he changes.
I'm gonna cook crystal meth. Jesse, we need to cook.
That's a great quote too.
It's-
You got bitch, and we need to cook.
Definitely top two.
One of my
favorites.
Breaking Bad.
Bad breaking. No matter what platform you're using to listen to us, I just want it to be known that we're available on iTunes, Spreaker, and YouTube. So if you like our content, please be sure to follow all of our channels so you can stay in the loop with new episodes. Also, feel free to give us a rating and leave us comments, or send us an email at screenplayjunkie.show@gmail.com. We'd love to hear your feedback. Also, if you have any recommendations of screenplays we should read, movies we should watch, or really anything, let us know on any of our platforms. We're always looking for other things to check out. On the next episode, we're going to do another movie review, so strictly talking about a movie, no script. This week is particularly busy with Memorial Day weekend coming up, so for the first time, we're going to head over to a movie theater and watch something that's hot and has just recently come out. And that movie, and we've already looked at this franchise already in previous episode, is John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum. Thank you for listening. We hope you can join us next time.